Hello, this is Daniel from Hellbeam Design, and this month I will show you how to make a nice Scandinavian bench out of constructional lumber and a circular saw, a speed square and wood glue. I will go through all of the steps in detail, from how I designed the bench to what wood finish to use. If you learned something from this video, please comment or subscribe to my channel. Enjoy! The idea to build a Scandinavian bench came from building a Scandinavian outdoor table for a customer this summer. My channel is also partly about how to make furniture with very simple tools. I want to motivate more people to start woodworking. For those of you who don't know, there is a big difference between saw blades and how many teeth they have. A saw blade with a few teeth, like the one on the left, is good at cutting along the wood grain, and a saw blade with many teeth makes finer cuts across the wood grain. When you buy your first circular saw, make sure you buy one with many functions and that it is easy to change the saw blade on it. This Makita saw is the very first saw I got, and I've had it for about 5 years. A cheap saw with many functions. When changing saw blades, make sure you put the teeth in the right direction. Some saws have an arrow that shows the direction the blade's spinning. To build the bench, I bought about $30 worth of wood. These are regular 2x8 pine planks. The first thing I do is to make sure the ends are 90 degrees. To make this easy, I use my speed square and use it as a guide for the saw. Making sure the wood is square at the beginning will save a lot of time later in the build, especially when the bench is to be assembled and sanded. Time is more important to me than money. In my previous videos, where I mainly make pipes, this is even more important. For those of you who don't have a lot of space and want to try making something, I can really recommend making this one as a first project. One of my goals with my videos is to get more people to start woodworking, as I think it is a great hobby. It is also nice to show you viewers that it is possible to make things with simple tools. I myself spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos when I want to learn something, and I have noticed that the more tips I give in a video, the more your viewers like it. Once the planks are square and the same length, it's time to make one of the sides square as well. A good circular saw has a built-in adjustable fence to do this. I saw off so much that the rounded edge of the plank disappears. When the bench at the end of the video is finished, it will consist of approximately 31 meters or about 102 feet of pine. In this video I will make the bench with constructional lumber for a total of about $30, meaning if I had bought this wood pre-sawn, the wood alone would have cost about $155. Which is a pretty big difference, $125 just to be exact. I sawed these planks into 3/4 of an inch pieces with a circular saw in a short amount of time. From one 2x8 plank I got about 7 long pieces of 3/4 of an inch material. It is possible to make a bench out of these 7 pieces, but I want to make it wider, so I saw down the second plank the exact same way. Then it is time to divide these pieces into a building kit. I need 11 110 cm pieces, 20 45 cm pieces and 22 40.5 cm pieces. To cut the pieces to the correct length, I clamped them together at one end and saw several pieces at once. This would have been much easier to do with a miter saw, but I show you that it can be done well with a circular saw too. All the pieces are basically the same length, and it takes a relatively short time to make them. This is a build that you could have easily done in less than a day, unless you have lots of small kids who also needs your time. For myself, I have relatively much time off my regular job, as I in some periods work a lot more than the regular hours, and also in some other places in Sweden. This means that I generate time off in compensation for my extra time. In addition to this, in Sweden you get at least 25 days of vacation per year, which is a big difference compared to those who live in the USA. In addition to all of this time off, as a parent here in Sweden you also get 480 days of paid leave per child, in order to be able to give the child a good start in their life. If you then have 3 children, you have generated a total of 1,460 days of paid leave, which is good for everyone involved. We also basically have completely free healthcare. But enough of that. To put the bench together I use a nail gun. This is just nice for me, as it speeds up the process considerably. You don't have to use a nail gun to build this bench, but it is easier. You can just use glue or put the pieces together with screws and a screwdriver if you want. The glue I use is Titebond 3, which is a really good glue for both indoor and outdoor projects. It is completely safe against water and also approved for indirect food contact. If you're only going to have the bench indoors, you can use a cheaper glue. The amount of glue to build this bench was about $5. The glue is what will really hold the bench together later. The nails are only there to hold the pieces of wood together until the glue dries. The glue is far superior to the nails in strength. Putting this piece of furniture together is very easy if you've done all the preparations well and you've laid out the pieces in order. It is important to check that you put the legs square to the rest of the bench. I do this with a speed square, which is very handy for this. Once the first pieces are together, just get started. As you go, it's a good idea to check with the speed square that the legs are still square with the rest of the bench. A nail gun makes the job very quickly. The nail gun is a cheap model for about $30 and I bought the compressor for about $70 on sale. Use those $100 total to buy a nail gun and a compressor for yourself, instead of buying pre-cut wood. Think of all the possibilities you will get with these two tools. It is great fun to nail things to other things. If you have been waiting for a sign to buy yourself some tools, this video is your sign. Buy a nail gun, you are worth it. Once the bench is assembled, I put some clamps on the ends to make sure that everything is pressed together. This is probably not necessary as the nails are most likely good enough. Then I bring the bench inside so the glue can cure at the right temperature. Some glues work well outdoors even when it's cold outside. It always says on the bottle what temperature your glue should cure at. The next day when the glue has hardened, I take the bench outside and I see that it is a little bit unstable. This is a very easy to fix and I will show you how I do it. First, I take a speed square and I mark out a straight line. I then measure how far that line is from the top of the bench and then mark that distance on the other side of the bench. Then I take something really straight and draw a line all the way across to the other side. Then I take my circular saw and saw the legs straight. I do the same on both sides. And if you think this tip for making your legs straight in an easy way was good, you should really subscribe to my channel. I run this channel completely outside of my regular job because I want more individuals to start making unique things. I just show you guys how to do it with simple tools. I also respond to all of my comments, 711 so far. Your like, comment and subscription can make more individuals get this video in their YouTube feed, and in the end maybe it is this video that makes someone in the world buy a good nail gun and a compressor, which can be the start of a whole new career for that individual who is tired of their regular job. Or perhaps they will realize that building a bench like this is too much work for them and they will buy a similar one from like IKEA. I'm sanding this bench with 40, 80 and 120 grit sandpaper to achieve a smooth surface for the finish later. This is also a very nice cheap tool. You could hand sand this bench if you don't have one like this, but it will take a little bit longer to do by hand. But no matter what, you still need to hand sand between the pieces at the top of the bench, as the machine won't fit in between. I do this with a sanding pad with 120 grit sandpaper attached. Then I feel the bench to see if I've succeeded in making it smooth. If you get nasty pieces of wood in your fingers right now, you probably need to sand the bench again. To make the bench a little bit more personal, I chose to mark it with a piece of brass. This is something I started with quite recently, as several people who have bought my previous products and furniture want to be able to show that they have bought handmade things instead from a large factory. I also think it is a nice detail that is a little bit more durable than like branding the wood with a branding iron. Brass is very cheap and looks pretty nice against many types of wood. To make the markings I use leather punches. In my previous videos you can see me using these leather punches in similar ways, but on very hard wood instead of brass. Brass is quite soft, which can cause the piece to bend a little bit. This is easy to fix when you have finished punching the letters into the brass. Just turn the piece over and hit it with a hammer on a flat surface a few times. In my latest video I asked my audience if they preferred me to create videos with or without my bilingual voiceover. A overwhelming majority commented that I should continue to do these voiceovers as they found it relaxing and good enough English for them to understand. This makes me very happy as I spend a lot of time doing the voiceover for my videos. Right now it takes me about 10 to 20 hours to do the voiceover for just one video. Many retakes and re-edits occur during the whole process. Thank you for including me as a bilingual YouTuber, and thanks to all of you who have watched this video so far. Your attention span is impressive. If you have any questions, just write them in the comment field on this video. Alternatively, you can go to my Instagram, HalBMDesign. Some of you send pictures of your own projects, which I sometimes post on my videos here or on my Instagram. The brass piece fits perfectly in the chiseled hole. I personally like the contrast between itself and the pine wood. To attach it, I use a very strong fast curing adhesive from Loctite. This adhesive works well when joining metal to wood. I could have mixed some epoxy, but it has a much longer curing time compared to this. And as I said earlier in this video, time is more important than money. Take care of your loved ones, they deserve it. And without turning this video into anything more than a motivational speech, it is time to continue finishing the bench. Right now it is completely untreated, and what could be a better way than treating this Scandinavian bench with a wood finish with a Scandinavian name in it. Danish oil is a wood finishing oil, often made of tung oil or linseed oil. Because there are no defined formulation, its composition varies among different manufacturers. I use a pencil to apply it, but you can also use a cloth. Afterwards, Danish oil cures to a hard satin finish that resists liquid very well. It is important that the end grain gets a lot of Danish oil, and when you have oiled the entire piece of furniture, wipe off the excess with a white cloth. And to all of you who now will choose to build your own Scandinavian bench, just go for it. Here you can see me doing it in a pretty cheap way. $30 of wood, $5 of glue and $5 of Danish oil. After it dries completely, you can see it here next to this year's Christmas tree. Thanks for watching this video. And don't forget to buy yourself a nail gun. You deserve it.